Hello, welcome back to another episode of A Nobody's Opinion. I'm actually on it this week. Are you serious? The second I turn my microphone on, there's like a garbage truck outside. Bruh. Anyway, welcome to this week's episode. I'm actually gonna get another episode out, I think, in the next week, so I'm gonna pat myself on the back really quick. The main reason these videos are faceless are simply because after I work all day, I sit my ass down on my couch in front of my laptop with my microphone in my hand and talk about what I'm talking about. I don't gotta look nice. You guys can just assume I'm fat and ugly, and that's great. That's super. Without further ado, let's talk about what we're talking about this week. Obviously, if you clicked on this video, you probably have an idea of who Sketch is. Honestly, again, somehow I feel like I am terminally online, and I did not really know who this man was. I had seen him before, but either way, what's up, brothers? Today we're talking about Kylie Cox, or better known as the Twitch streamer Sketch. If you're watching this video, you already know what's going on. And again, what I love about this channel that I get to say and do whatever I want on, just like everyone else, but whatever. I feel like there's a lot of quick side tangent before we get into the video. I just feel like there's a lot of expectations on how people are supposed to make YouTube videos now, what they're supposed to say, what they're supposed to do. As you can see, like, I just be out here chilling. We're just having a conversation. I'm just shooting the shit. Put my opinion out there that I feel like maybe a lot of people also feel and are just regular people just like me. So back to Sketch. If you know who Sketch is, or if you don't, Sketch is like one of the biggest up and coming streamers, one of the most famous streamers in the world. He blew up just simply for being kind of odd, kind of weird, and for his sayings and mannerisms that he would do when he was playing different various sports video games on Twitch. Pretty much every major streamer and creator has either collabed with Sketch or just had him on their streams, or vice versa. Sketch has been everywhere. Sketch was even at the NFL draft. It's not very often that a Twitch streamer blows up this fast, but also finds that kind of success that they're getting invited to speak at places like the NFL draft. But Sketch did it. And now, in the last week, a YouTube channel called Pocketbook, which naturally no one had ever heard of before this. No offense, nobody's heard of this channel either. I'm not out here being a hater. We're just speaking the truth, okay? All we're doing is speaking truth, or what I perceive as the truth. But Pocketbook Philosophy put out a video basically saying who is the real Kylie Cox, who is the real Sketch, and pretty much divulges to the entire internet that Sketch was an OnlyFans model in his past, and not only an OnlyFans model, but a gay OnlyFans model, which I'm just gonna come right out of the gate and say it. I think it's weird as I don't know how to say it other than that. I think it's weird as hell that a grown-ass man has dug deep into the sexual past of another grown-ass man and leaked it to the internet. But as I said, I am a nobody with a nobody's opinion, and that is what it is. Personally, I think it's whack as and I think if somebody did this to a woman, if a grown man went and like dug deep into a woman's past and started pretty much posting naked images of them, or very suggestive images of them in a YouTube video, I think there'd be a lot of people with a lot of problems with that. And honestly, in these last few videos, I can't lie, it's starting to seem like I'm like a pro man lady. And I guess maybe so. I'm just pro everyone, right? Like, I just want people to be treated kindly and equally to the best of our ability. And this situation is crazy to me, that people are thinking it's okay that his sexual past not only was leaked by some person who has no affiliation with him, who doesn't know him personally. And again, you can definitely argue like, hey, if you're going to be a public figure on the internet, you have to know that people are going to dig into this and look into your past, which is totally fair. And Jamie/Kylie/Sketch, we're just going to call him Sketch moving forward. Sketch in his return stream makes it pretty clear how he felt about all of this situation.
Elephant in the room, I got a haircut. Wasn't planning on doing this today, but I guess so. Okay, I'll start from the top. Look at this, open and honest. That was me. 2 years ago, I did some stuff. I'm sorry if you've seen some of the stuff. You know, I'm a changed person. I did not have sexual relations with that man. I'm just kidding. I did, possibly. Cat's out of the bag. I was dealing with some addiction problems, a couple of them, but no excuse there. I guess. Just trying to give you some background here. But on a real note, I've been living under the threat of that coming out for like 2 years. I'll be honest, plan A was probably to call it quits if this ever came out. But some people saved me. Shout out Banks. Shout out my parents. Like, shout out y'all. Like, I fucked up, but I'm changed. Yeah, that's about it though. If I was alone and I was at my house, I probably wouldn't be talking to you right now. But the people at FaZe, Banks, especially, and my friends that I've made over the past couple years came in and they saved me.
And obviously, he didn't want people to know. So it's very clear that he's very embarrassed. He's very uncomfortable talking about it. But I have to amend the guy. Man, there is not many people in his position that would just come right out and just be honest and just say, yep, this was me. Yeah, I did that. And it was a different time. And that's not who I am anymore. And that is just what it is. I got a lot of respect for that. And I think a lot of people do. And obviously, I don't think that my opinion is an outlier opinion by any means. I think that most people are like, who gives a shit if Sketch was having some sex with some men in his past and present and future? Who cares? Not my circus, not my monkey. The main argument I've seen from people though, however, which is a little strange to me, is that they feel that it wasn't fair of Sketch to quote unquote lie to them. I don't watch Sketch's content. I have never watched Sketch's content in any like long form. So I have no idea how often he talks about his sexual preferences or people he's dating or seeing or whatever that is. Out like maybe he makes jokes. I genuinely don't know. And people can argue,
well, maybe you should watch some of his content before you speak at somebody you don't know anything about.
But the whole purpose of this channel is more so to talk about like the people and the culture around the situations that they're in, because I don't idolize these people. I genuinely don't. I don't necessarily give a to know who they are. Pardon my language. I don't necessarily know or care about who they are personally because I'm not that attached to them. My main concern is how their presence affects culture. And in this situation, people are upset because they think that Sketch lied to them, but I don't think that he ever even came out and said anything about his sexuality, or at least not that I've seen. I don't think that that was part of his content. I don't think that he made it part of his content for a reason. And there's dumbass people like Sneeko, classic Sneeko type people who are like, oh my God, his whole audience is kids, and now that all that they're gonna see is his OnlyFans, as if he's the one who promoted his OnlyFans to a bunch of kids. He tried to keep it quiet. He didn't want to know. So all of you guys that are pissed off that he didn't let you know he was gay, if you would have known he was gay and you didn't want to hang out with him because you were afraid of what? He might make you gay or hit on you? Clearly that wasn't the fucking case. So this entire argument just seems null and void. It's none of your business what this person did in their past, really. Obviously there's outlier situations, like yeah, if he was diddling kids, sure, let's bring up the past. But this dude is just doing what every 19 through 35-year-old woman's doing right now almost. And I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating at all. All I'm saying again is I'm speaking the truth. There is people all over the world doing this with no questions asked. And there's a lot of famous people doing it who are openly doing OnlyFans and super famous and no one cares. So I just think it's whack. I think that we should just leave this man alone about his sexual past. And pocketbook philosophy, you got your clout, you got your numbers. Good for you, man. I hope you got what you wanted out of it. I did see that you are now I stand with Sketch. That's cool and that's nice of you. And it was great for you to give the world this cultural experience, I guess. But I just find it really inappropriate that any adult person or any grown man would do this to another grown man on the internet. And again, as I stated in my I'm Alex video, but I also just think it needs to be reiterated in every video. Stop idolizing these famous streamers. Stop idolizing these YouTubers. Not because they're all bad people or not because they don't do great things. All I'm saying is that they're just regular people and their entire life isn't any of our business. The only thing that they owe you or I, and even they don't owe us anything, but in theory as creators, the only thing they owe you is the content. Anything outside of that is extra. I hope he comes back to streaming, and I think that he will. Obviously, I'm glad that he had his friends with him because again, in his stream where he came back and discussed the situation, he did mention that his plan for this coming out would be to not have to talk about it later if that makes sense to you. So I'm really glad that he had support around him while this happened. And again, I honestly think that Pocketbook's philosophy should have some sort of repercussion. For me personally, that's how I feel. I don't know why, but I just think that this is pretty crazy to publicly display on YouTube as if it's like, oh, I'm just pointing this out for philosophy's sake. No, you know what you did. We all saw what you did. We get it. Everybody's a cloud chaser. Fine, good job. You and I are Pocketbook. Great. I'm not attacking you. I'm not being aggressive. I'm not being homophobic or any of the things you put in your community post. All I am saying is what you did was whack, and you should come out as an adult man, like Sketch, come out and say, you know what, this was pretty fucking whack of me. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that Sketch is okay, and I'm glad that this is a weight lifted off of his shoulders that unfortunately I decided was the weight that I was gonna lift for him. Like, whatever that looks like, that should be what happens next, and I hope that Sketch comes back feeling good about himself. It's been a Nobody's Opinion, as always. I don't know why I feel so passionate about this. I just think it's so whack, man. I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel. I think that Sketch is going to make a comeback, and I think it's going to be better than ever. Either way, let me know what you guys feel about the whole situation. I mean, obviously, I'm always late to situations, but I like to see things pan out just a little bit. You know what I mean? Godspeed to Sketch. It's been a Nobody's Opinion, and if you don't agree with it, that's okay, because I don't know you.